Guys, it's Miss Patrick, and today is day 14, and we are learning about the red-eyed tree frog, which is my absolute favorite animal. I love frogs. When I go to any zoo or out near a pond or lake, I always look for frogs. I love them that much. All right, so we're going to go over vocabulary. Our first word is rainforest, which is a tropical dense forest that has a lot of rainfall. Then we have amphibian, an animal that starts its life in water and then lives on land. Pads, so right here on the bottom of their little toes. The sticky parts on a frog's toes that help it climb. They're kind of like Spider-Man, they can climb up things. Nocturnal, animals that sleep during the day and are active at night. Vivid, very bright color. And as you can see, this frog has very bright green skin and vivid red eyes. Camouflage, an animal's color that enables it to blend in with its environment. So this little guy blends in with the grass. Predator, an animal that hunts and eats other animals. Tadpole. A student from our class actually collected some tadpoles and took a picture the other day. Mr. Mason found quite a few tadpoles. Tadpoles are the larva of an amphibian that breathes through gills and does not have legs. So tadpoles are what frogs are before they become frogs. When they grow their legs, they become frogs. All right, let's go to our article. Here's our frog in color. I know yours is in black and white, so you get to see them in color. Red-eyed tree frogs are very colorful frogs found in the rainforest of Mexico, Central America, and Colombia. They live in trees and plants near rivers and pools. Because they live on both land and in water, they are known as amphibians. Red-eyed tree frogs have sticky pads on their toes to help them climb in plants and trees, but they are also good jumpers. In fact, they are such good jumpers, they are sometimes known as the monkey frog. The red-eyed tree frog is commonly kept as a pet. And as you can see, sometimes their toes are a little different shade. This one is more yellow, this one is more orange-red. All right, let's talk about their appearance, so what they look like. As their name suggests, red-eyed tree frogs have bright red eyes. Adults have bodies that are bright green with blue and yellow stripes on their sides. They have webbed feet with vivid red or orange toes. Females are usually about 3 inches long, and the males are a little smaller at about 2 inches long. Youngsters usually have brown bodies, but as they get older, they develop the very bright colors. So they're about the size of your thumb, maybe a little bit bigger. Red-eyed tree frogs are not poisonous despite their bright colors. They rely on camouflage to protect themselves. They are mainly active at night, which means they are nocturnal. During the day, they stick themselves under a leaf and stay. Red-eyed tree frog babies. But let's read this other part first. Under a leaf and stay very still. They cover their bright blue sides with their back legs. Tuck their orange feet under their stomachs and shut the bright red eyes. That means that the only color that is visible is green, just like the leaves that surround them. If they are disturbed, then quickly flash their big red eyes and show their huge webbed orange feet and bright blue and yellow sides. This scares off any predators and allows the frogs to jump to safety. So if this frog had its eyes closed, you wouldn't be able to tell it different from the leaf. All right, diet and feeding. Red-eyed tree frogs eat crickets, flies, moths, and other insects, which they catch with their long, sticky tongues. Red-eyed tree frog babies. Female red-eyed tree frogs lay their eggs on leaves above a pond or a large puddle. They lay about 75 to 100 eggs. The eggs develop into small tadpoles, which hatch after 6 to 7 days. The tadpoles fall into the water below and stay there for 3 weeks to several months. During the time, they change into froglets and then into frogs. The frogs then move into plants near their pools, often into the hollows of tube-shaped plants, which keep in captivity. When kept in captivity, red-eyed tree frogs can live for 5 to 10 years. So they are pretty awesome. So let's talk about our assignment today that goes with our red-eyed tree frog. Got to get to the right page. So we have a note-taking sheet, and all of this stuff can be found within your passage. So I'm just going to go over some possible things that you could fill in here. So what makes the red-eyed tree frog unique? So there's several things that make it unique. It has bright colors, but it's not poisonous. Most animals with bright colors are poisonous. You could talk about how it camouflages itself into a leaf. How many eggs it lays. That makes it unique. Its colors on its pads and its colors on its sides and its bright red eyes also make it unique. So you pick one thing that you think made the frog most unique and put it here in a sentence. Your second question is to describe a red-eyed tree frog's habitat. And you're going to find what its habitat is like. Let's see where it is in here so I can tell you exactly. It's in the first paragraph. It says red-eyed tree frogs are very colorful frogs found in the rainforests of Mexico, Central America, and Colombia. They live in trees and plants near rivers and pools. Because they live on both land and water, they are known as amphibians. So their habitat would be trees and plants near rivers and pools. All right. In each of these boxes, you're going to write one fact per box. So 3 facts total about the red-eyed tree frog. So anything you learned about the red-eyed tree frog. And then if you have enough room, you can draw a picture too. But if you don't have enough room, don't worry about it. Just get your facts wrote down. So it can be anything that you learned about the frog. And then it says, describe the red-eyed tree frog's life cycle. So we learned that the red-eyed tree frog starts as a tadpole, then becomes a froglet, and then a frog. So you can be very vague like I just was, or you can add more detail if you'd like. The paragraph that tells you about the life cycle is the red-eyed tree frog babies. It talks about female red-eyed tree frogs lay their eggs on leaves above a pond or a large puddle. They lay about 75 to 100 eggs. The eggs develop into small tadpoles, which hatch after 6 to 7 days. The tadpoles fall into the water below and stay there for 3 weeks to several months. During this time, they change into froglets and then into frogs. So all of that is part of the frog's life cycle. Like I said, you can be very vague and say they start out as an egg, then they are a tadpole, a froglet, and then finally a frog, or you can add more detail. Any other information you thought was cool about the red-eyed tree frog, I just want you to write one sentence down here about something you thought was cool about the tree frog. All right, guys, if you have any questions about your reading assignment, please let me know. I'd love to help you. I love and miss you. And of course, I'll be posting some extra links if you want to learn more about the red-eyed tree frog. It is my favorite animal, so I'm definitely going to be looking at those links. Bye, guys.